Like,
Harrison Barnes has not earned that nickname.
He was on the 73-9 team, but yeah, he did. He was worthy at the time.
But no one was calling him the Black Falcon back then.
Obviously, somebody was for to have the image. Somebody thought it was worthy.
Oh my god!
Also, I didn't know Keegan Murray had a twin. So I was watching.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was like, how's Keegan
he like
playing?
plays for Iowa still?
Yeah. I was like, he went back to college to play the tournament one time.
He plays the same way too. It's crazy.
Same build, everything. It was trippy. But yeah, fun stuff all following the Kings and all things across California with the Lakers, Warriors. What's the other team? Oh yeah, that other team, the Clippers. I forgot.
Clippers. Almost Clippers Nation.
All of that good stuff. And just want to talk today that regardless of ranking, we want to discuss who the best team in California is. As you can see, I have a pick already. I have the Kings, I believe, but I'm sure there's going to be some opposition to that. So I'm excited to talk about that. Our second conversation of the day, again, joined by Matt. Glad to have him on again to be a mediator for us at times that we definitely need. I'm excited to get into it all. Real quick, I'm going to run the intro one more time for you guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love on the podcast and all of that. Like, review, subscribe, all that good stuff for us. I'm excited to continue this conversation for you guys this week. So good stuff, and we'll get this thing rolling. Y'all know what time it is. We back. Light the beam, man.
Is that a New Jersey?
Kings. It's that D Fox. It's still that D Fox. I'll never for the playoffs.
Had that pressed hanging just off screen.
Oh my god! But yeah, excited to talk about this again. There'll be fun things going on in the NBA. A lot of folks still trying their best to position themselves. The Lakers somehow out of the playoffs for the moment. You get it, Dan, but we'll really talk about that more as things go on. They play the Suns tonight. Excited to get more into that. But yeah, the statement right now, as we do at times, true or tripping. For those that follow us on TikTok, you'll see that on there occasionally we post statements. True or tripping. The Kings right now are the best team in California. Yes or no? Alec, I'll start with you, with that smirk on your face.
I'm surprised you didn't bust out the Kessler Edwards jersey, but
not yet. It's loading.
Loading. Okay. I would say for sure they've been the best regular season California team. No doubt about it. They still hold, I guess, 3 seed right now.
Sure.
And potentially can hold on to a top 4 seed in the West going into the playoffs. But by standing by how they've played in clutch time and in close games, they've been the most consistent team, healthiest team. Mm-hmm. And they've surprised a lot of people, myself included, but pretty much the NBA, people who cover the NBA. No one really expected this outside of staunch Kings fans.
Again, wrong.
Yeah. So I think that the trade that they made for Sabonis was a clear winning trade for them. While they gave up an all-star caliber player in Halliburton, bringing in Jokic Light and Sabonis was huge for them. And that connection between him and Fox has been sensational. I think for me in the playoffs, I probably still favor the more experienced Warriors in a matchup. But
I'll have a very interesting question in a minute. But just for right now, you said the Kings are?
Yeah, for right now, the Kings are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Matt, I'll go to you, and I'll add in the wrinkle in a second.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's true for sure. I think it's the 3 seed. They've been the best team so far. Like the Warriors have a real problem of winning on the road.
Very big.
Sacramento's pretty close to the Bay, so in a potential playoff series, I don't know if that affects them as much.
Impact
for now.
It's all connected. They'll be just fine. We'll work it out.
For now, the Kings are the best team in California, for sure. And I mean, the reason I said Alec was wrong for saying like no one saw this coming, I mean, this was the first year I got NBA League Pass, and for whatever reason, I was like, I want to pick a West Coast team that I'm going to watch more, and I picked the Kings. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. Like, part of that it was easy with G. Always, he's been a vocal, one of the most
Of
vocal
course.
Kings fan I know
Yeah.
for quite a while. So, but it was a good decision. I mean, they play a very fun brand of basketball too.
They do. Mm-hmm.
So they're a lot of fun to watch. And then because I've watched them a lot, like I truly believe this is like a good team. Like I think they can at least make the Western Conference Finals, ideally the finals, which, the West is wide open this year more than I really can ever remember. So, I think what better year to make a run?
Yeah, with how weird of a year it's been across the board in the NBA, with all kinds of stuff going on, I guess it would be a perfect ending to have the Kings squad who hasn't had been in the playoffs for 20 years,
16 years or whatever. Yeah,
years to not only make it but make a deep run. So definitely would love that. Definitely having a supporter of them, at least in some regard, for some time now, and excited to see their elevation this year. I will say, as Matt, you pointed out, I've been a fan. I will say, even in this year, I've been surprised myself. I had tempered expectations. I thought they were going to make the playoffs at least. But I didn't expect this. We had our own predictions for the season, Alec. You had them. You didn't have them making it.
I probably had them like 11 as usual.
11.
Perennial 11 seed.
I had them at 10. I'll hold that L. Like I thought they were going to get in some way, but I thought they weren't going to be the 13 seed Kings that you always said they're going to be. Going to go to the second seed or third seed as we are right now. Definitely has been amazing to watch. And I love the turnaround that this team has made. I joke about the championship culture and all that kind of stuff. And while it may not be championship culture, literally, they do have a culture that they founded again that definitely has echoed top to bottom. That finally has them going in the right direction. So love what they're doing. I joked about it early on in the season. They've been waiting a long time. They've had all these ideas of what they would do if they would win a game, win games. And they're finally bringing all of it out this season. They have the beam and all this stuff coming now, 50 cents at the games all the time and stuff now. So they're definitely excited to have this success. And then, definitely enjoy what they're putting out there. So definitely great things there. And then in comparison to the rest of California, as the question stated, just seeing how the Lakers have talent and could be a team that makes an argument, but never put it all together at all this season. The Warriors and their woes, at least on the road, as you guys pointed out, and the Clippers with injuries, as you guys pointed out, Paul George just went down again for at least 3 weeks. It seems with a pretty serious injury. Them being the healthiest team beyond the success they're having too, makes it them an easy pick. So definitely happy to continue supporting them. Excited to see what run they make. And to the variation I pointed out, Alec, I'll ask you now. We talked about, we all agreed right now the Kings are the best team. Who makes the deepest run from the California squad? You think the Kings also make the deepest run in the playoffs, or can you see another squad making a deep push this season too?
I think they're like the easiest team to bet on making the deepest run right now because of the different things we've talked about.
A lot of folks keep saying they're going to get upset in the playoffs. So it's not a clear answer to me. But
people have been saying that. People have been saying that for like a couple months. But like as others have pointed out, like we're saying we're not sure they can win a playoff series, but then they keep winning games. Like they haven't really like had a major fall off. Like they've lost a couple recently, but they're still a top 3 seed. And I think they've been the most consistent of all the teams. They've had the most continuity. They've had the most health. They've built the culture, like you've said. Mike Brown's been great. He's probably the favorite for Coach of the Year this year. I think they are the easiest to bet on making the deepest run right now because all the other 3 California teams, I think we had them in the if tier. Like they all have big ifs for one reason or another. The Lakers with health, Clippers with health and late game situations, Warriors with Wiggins missing and their road woes. So I think the Kings are the safest bet. But I do think like in a playoff series, I probably still would favor the Warriors because them being the defending champs and having Steph and Clay and Draymond. I think they could figure it out with the experience, but I think the Kings would give them a fight. Like I think it would be a 6-7 game series.
Now you think the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, Alec, I think you did a good job there of saying like, oh yeah, the betting favorite, like the easiest to bet. And then, oh yeah, I don't actually think it's the Kings. No, I think I'd say the Kings are. I mean, the Warriors obviously have the pedigree. I unfortunately know that very well from last year. But the road stuff worries me. I mean, Jordan Poole just got paid. I mean, his plus minus numbers when you look at them are like very like scarily bad. Like if he's out there, the team's bleeding points on defense.
Matt's gonna bust out the per 36 next.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, just to push my glasses up on my nose. But, I don't need to get too deep in the weeds there, but I think there are reasons to be concerned for the Warriors. But then again, I mean, Steph, Clay, and Draymond might just, like if they do magically roll into the playoffs and just flip the switch, it wouldn't shock me. So I don't know. They're at the point basketball wise where it's almost like I want to know that they're dead. I want to see see it happen, and then I'll bet against.
It's like Brady, like betting against Brady at this point.
Yeah. Like once I see Steph Curry be like 35 in the Charlotte Hornet, then I'll actually know that they're not a threat.
Exactly.
I mean, dang, he just turned. How old is Steph right now? Isn't he like 33 or something like that right now?
We might be close. I mean, Draymond might be about to fall off a cliff. We don't know.
He might. But Clay seems like he's back to more of old Clay.
35, and he's still.
Oh, he did? I mean, 40. Tom Brady reset all these calendars.
No, Steph's gonna play for a while. Like he will. We just saw last year in the finals, he was still like prime Steph. So
he could probably be like 45 and just like jog around
a 3-point shooter. Just old Ray Allen. Yeah.
So to y'all's point, I know y'all both said Warriors. I understand the point. Very much Brady like as you guys said, which I think is a great analogy. But I do think that the Kings right now can make the deepest, or I think the Kings in the playoffs make the deepest run as well. They have a setup across the board. They've been lucky to other point, have dodging injuries and all of that to make a push. They've shown, at least in the West, I will say, I pointed out before the show, they are like 0-7 right now. 0-7 as of last night versus the Celtics, Sixers, and Bucks, the top three teams in the East. They haven't had any success versus those teams. But in the West, I think I'll still jaw a statement. Hopefully, it doesn't bite me in the butt. But
you're fine in the West.
I think the teams are good in the West right now. I'm confident that they will make the deepest run of the California squads at least. So, they'll try to see how that plays out. We'll certainly be talking more in depth about them once the playoffs get underway. We'll revisit our tier list one more time for you guys and see how that has panned out as the season comes to a close. We'll talk more about Lakers, of course. We'll have a more direct, Lakers episode tomorrow after this Suns game tonight. I'm just talking more in depth about what's going on with them and see how things continue to go forward there. I think it's going to be fun things to watch for our California squads and beyond the NBA. So great stuff here. Any other angle you want to take to this right now, or is this good for the moment?
I don't think so. You're going to make it to a Kings game before the season's over?
We'll see if I can get that. If they're out here one more time, I'll try to get there. I might have to book a flight or something like that to get up north. But for the time being, I'm here. So if they're not nearby, I'll just have to keep watching on TV as I've been doing. So, but either way, you see what it is. So I'll be just fine. But good stuff ahead here. And definitely some fun things to continue to follow. That's 2 or 3 for you guys. We have a third episode for you guys. We're going to be discussing WBC, which just wrapped up the World Baseball Classic, which was a great one. We saw how that ended with our those Angels guys, Ohtani versus Trout, up against each other, and Ohtani coming out on top. And just want to talk about the impact of the WBC and how many folks weren't really paying attention to it at first, and then saw the involvement of it and really got tuned in and became a great thing, which wrapped up very nicely, and seeing how that could ripple into the MLB season, which is getting underway shortly as well. So great stuff there. We may have a bonus episode for you guys if we can put it together for you. But either way, I'm excited to keep this thing rolling. Appreciate Matt as always, and we'll see you guys again for our third one in a moment. Appreciate y'all for tuning in again, following all the good stuff for us, and we out of here for the moment. Peace, y'all.
Deuces.